Larry Wiles. Here. Mike Parsons.
Here.
Anthony Campbell.
Here.
Stacy.
It's been a day, so.
Trevor Warren.
Yes. Here.
Leona Kaufman. Here. Justin Thompson. 4 we have quorum.
Pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Invocation.
You want to say a prayer?
If you want to.
I will.
Yeah, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you through your Son Jesus. We ask that you continue to bless this nation and this city and the people that serve it. We also ask that you take us home safely and watch over our family and our loved ones. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Darryl. Need a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda. Second.
Mike Parsons.
Yes.
Anthony Campbell.
Yes.
Trevor Warren.
Yes.
Leona Kaufman.
Yes.
Pass 4.
Ratify the May 2025 bills, and we just received those, and we'll go over those real quick.
I make a motion to ratify the May 2025 bills.
Second.
Mike Parsons,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Trevor Waddle,
Yes.
Darryl Akery,
Yes.
passed 4-0.
We have the May 5th minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 5th, 2025 meeting.
Second.
Mike Parsons,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Trevor Waddle,
Abstain.
Leon Kaufman,
Yes.
passed 3 with 1 abstention.
Okay, next we have Country View Lane and Darryl Akery.
Well, I gave you guys a lot of information and some pictures, and last night and this morning, I thought of something else also. They already have 60 feet of drain pipe by where the mailboxes are in the, before they would have to add. And that, where I was talking about adding on it, is if they wanted to make the whole thing. And where it gets deeper, it's 2 feet of depth there. But they already have 60 feet that is dry, and they have a culvert underneath it. And all they would have to do is cut the curb and maybe use one load of gravel, and they would have,
What are you talking about, the 60 feet, Darryl? Next to the street or next to their parking lot?
where their mailboxes are on their own property,
Okay, so you're talking about, when you look at them on the right, on the left side?
right here,
Oh, over here.
on the red,
Okay.
the red box. They already have 60 feet before you run into the pipe. So this whole area here already has 60 feet. And I didn't think of that until last night and this morning. So I went and measured it. And they have 60 feet where if they cut the curb, they would probably just be one load of 2-inch base. And they have 60 feet, 30 feet deep of parking then. They don't have to really do anything. And I'm
Have you talked to
also,
them about this?
excuse me?
Have you talked to them about doing
No,
this?
I don't have any dealings with them. I don't impede on them, they impede on me.
I do have to ask a question, is why it matters if the road's wider and people park on the edge of the road?
Well, if you look at the picture,
No, I see the picture, yeah.
not that picture, the one where the car, because since you already took down the signs,
Yeah, but that's, I'm saying if the road was wider, if there was parking built into the edge of the road.
because there's no one to supervise the parking. Like the
Or it'd be the
city,
same as any other
well,
streets in
it's not really, because, what it does is there's two trucks that come in here with dualies and large trailers and sometimes have work equipment. And they park along the road. And then when a car is going out, and if there happens to be another resident trying to get in, they have to wait on 10th Street, usually more than one car. And it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does happen, it's a big conglomerate because they can't get by with the vehicles there.
Well, that's what, but the key point of this would be to widen it first. You've got 50 foot of roadway, correct, or of easement there, 25 on each side of the center of the road.
It's not 25, it's about 12.
No, no.
Oh, if you're talking,
I'm saying
in the blue.
No, I'm saying yellow to yellow, property line to property line. That should be 50 foot across there, correct? 25.
Well, the crossing line, actually, if you look on this,
Yeah, I don't, where's this map at? This is Country Club Drive.
yeah, that is it. And right here's where the apartments are now. And this is where Caleb Cruel lives.
Okay.
And this is the barrier that I own that goes
So
all the way up to there.
So 50 foot wide, Country Club Drive.
Correct.
50 foot, so that's what, yeah, in between the property lines is 50 foot of easement. So if you took, just follow.
To the edge of the road right here.
Yeah.
I own this strip all the way up to there.
Okay, that's fine, but it's over here. You don't own it in the middle of the easement, do you?
I don't own in the middle of the easement,
Which, and the easement's 50 foot wide, right?
it is.
Okay, so if you did 10 foot of parking on each side of the road, you're down to 30 foot, which would give you two 15 foot lanes.
Right there, there's only 12 feet here on this side of the road. I didn't measure the width of the road.
I'm really not concerned with what the road is currently, I'm talking about the easement.
Right.
So you're saying you
went
own
all the way over
the
here, you have to take out all those trees.
Yeah. which
Then
is-
you'd have to
That's a-
build a barrier wall in front of the two apartments that are there, which would be about 12 feet high. And then add filter in.
Okay.
So that'd be, I mean, I've done several subdivisions around the area, Walla Lake and here, and infrastructure.
Yeah. Well, she had come to a meeting and she said that it wasn't feasible for them to.
Well,
they couldn't afford-
over here, the amount of parking that they would gain on this side, and people don't park right there. And when I was measuring, a guy backed up, and I thought, oh no, I'm gonna get it, because I'm there measuring, and he goes, what are you doing? And I said, I am, measuring to see if I can get them to make their parking lot bigger. And he said, well, we didn't want them to take down the signs. And I said, well, could you come to the council meeting with me? He goes, oh no, because I don't want to get in trouble. That's what he said. What that meant, I don't know. And then while I was there, another lady goes, she knew my name, and I ended up having to move two black snakes that were in front of her house, which doesn't have nothing to do with anything, but it's kind of funny the time I was over there. But I'd be willing to cut the curb over there by the mailboxes, and I'd spread the gravel for them for free. And they'd have 60 feet of length and 30 feet deep parking.
You're talking about the red box, right?
The red box.
That's if they just extend their private parking there, but
Right.
I would like to look at this closer and see, but you're saying this blue square here you own, so you don't have to go away,
I own a barrier, yes.
the barrier.
Yeah. That separates the subdivision from the other subdivision, because when I purchased it, I purchased the whole subdivision.
But the 50 foot right of way still continues and extends up through here, because you have on yours, you have this highlighted over here.
Correct.
So you don't own into the right of way.
I don't know if the right of way, but never could I find
You just own.
that the road got annexed. I don't know if it did or didn't. But the gist of it all is they don't want to spend the money to do their parking lot. They want the city to spend the money. And I don't know what the resources is in the city of Dixon, but
When we went over and looked at it, and where your blue box is, we were gonna fix that. Vince, the operator, had a plan, and so. I mean,
but they have the area there to make a parking lot. Because the thing is,
But what I'm saying is, with the 50-foot easement there, we can do that.
correct, but it will only be parking end to end. They won't be able to park this way.
No, Yeah, that's up to court.
What, parallel in the city, so.
Correct.
We do.
But it's the city spending money, and there's nobody there to supervise the parking, and they don't park.
We don't have anybody sitting on Third Street to supervise parking either. I mean, that's the way parking is all through town, it's on the edges of the road. Everywhere. I mean, like in front of my house, people can park in front of my house. There's no-
Correct.
And
But
there's all
you have a
the
regular size road, and you also,
like,
it's not a business, the city's not making a business's parking bigger. When they have existing room to do it themselves, or I will help them do it.
I'd like to reach out and tell them.
I would do it.
But then after, they're gonna have to move their mailboxes, which isn't the end of the world.
I'm not opposed, the city is not opposed to helping the business. You seem to be framing it that way, that we're helping the business, and we like helping businesses.
Well, I understand that.
That's good.
But this is a business that can do their own work. And they have it right there. All they gotta do is cut a curb, and they may not have to put any gravel.
That's why I'm just trying to figure out why you're opposed to it. Why not?
Because I've lived down there for 25 years, and what goes on down there, the amount of how people park. They'll bring large trucks in and park them along the edge. And the residents are there, maybe not all of them, because I only spoke to one about that, and I didn't ask him, he approached me. They like being able to come in and out of there without being obstructed. If you get people parking on both sides of the road, and there's a big truck with equipment on it, it's hard to get, 2 cars can't get through there.
50 foot, they ought to be able to.
Well, with 50 feet, you'd have to take out a lot of trees, and there's also a mailbox right here.
It would be 25 from the center of the road over, and 25.
And maybe you couldn't do it the entire length of both sides, but like, I haven't looked at it recently, it's been a while since I've been down.
Well, I like it, or we gotta look at it,
It's big.
but there hasn't been any issue at all since the sign was up. That's all I'll say. There hasn't been anybody blocked, I haven't seen anybody or anything, and they would say, well, that's for you. But that's not true, because a lot of the residents there, since I talked to that individual, like it where it's not blocking.
I mean, I don't know why people will park over here and
Well,
walk.
you gotta figure, all these people probably have home health and everything else, if nurses coming in and out all day.
The nurses don't want to park over here and have to walk over there.
There's no, these parking spots are basically for all residents, there's not.
Yeah,
I have to go there and do service, and I have to park on the side over here, there's no place to park.
I said we reach out to her, I said, hey, Liz, talk to, what's her name?
I mean,
And see.
I mean, can we give her your number and have her call you?
Sure.
Okay.
And say, if I reached out to them, they never reached out to me either.
So, I mean, if we start the conversation, maybe, that resolve
The
this.
deal is the residents that live there, once the big trucks start parking there, then to save their trouble, they take their car out ahead of time and park it in and out, that way they can't be blocked from parking.
where's the big trucks, what are they for? Like, what big trucks are they talking about? I mean, this is.
I have no idea, it's people that maybe live there, I don't know, or someone that lives there and has a working truck somewhere else, but there's 2 big trucks that park there with dually cars working. I have a picture of one, that's the only one I've seen.
Is that a truck or trailer?
Yeah. It gets, I just don't want to have to drive to the field, and they have parking available on their own property.
We have Amanda's number, we have Amanda's number.
We'll figure, we'll get something figured out.
We have to find out if she wants me to have it, and you can give her mine.
Well, I mean, she's a manager of the facility, so.
But I know she stated in the, when I watched the
You
video.
want to leave your
last-
number with Kelly and she can call her and, you want to do that, Darryl?
I don't know who Kelly is.
She's the city clerk.
You want your pictures back there?
Yeah. I served for you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. You all want to keep those photos?
No, I got it right here, we can have back.
You can have them back, if we need them, we'll get them.
We'll figure something out.
So we're gonna table the issue, let Darryl and the property owner communicate, and then we'll get back to this. Sound good?
That's good with you?
I don't think so. We're gonna do a motion for a table. Dr. Bud? I couldn't remember the official name, so you'll have to forgive me.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
You're part of the group.
I just want to start off by saying thanks for allowing us the opportunity to speak. My name is Robert Broja. I'm the president of the Dixon Soccer Club. I want to begin by expressing our sincere appreciation for the hard work both our volunteers and the city have put into maintaining soccer fields and the city park. Thanks to this shared effort, we built a facility that our entire community can be proud of. We're especially proud to note that the Dixon Soccer Club is one of the only sports organizations in our area where our revenue goes directly back into the community. We don't just play here, we maintain and improve the city park year round. We're also bringing the 3v3 live tournament to town on June 15th, which it is a national soccer tournament circuit, which hosts about 300 people each tournament. Among all the clubs in the Ozark Mountain Soccer Federation League, we believe that Dixon has by far the nicest and most upkept complex. However, as many of you know, there are still a few critical improvements needed. The first is a serious safety hazard at a pinch point at the bottom of the park's driveway.
And you're talking about the driveway that comes in from the elementary school?
Coming from elementary school. The only way for children and elderly visitors to move between fields is to step into the road and into traffic. The second issue involves the lack of adequate restroom facilities that has been a known issue for some time, and addressing it would be greatly enhance the experience for families and players alike. To address these concerns, we're proposing two specific improvements: a pedestrian bridge to cross the drainage ditch between the U8 and the U6 fields. So as soon as you come to the bottom of the hill, the first field right there to your right, over that big drainage ditch to get to the rest of the complex. This would allow spectators to move safely throughout the park without needing to use the road. Also, 2 sets of 3 portable bathrooms. So like in Iberia, at their soccer field, they have sets of 3. And they're hard plumbed in, and they range anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000. So they're a set of 3. Or like,
They're like permanent?
There are 3 stalls.
they are, but
They're not portable's not exactly the word.
Did it look like a porta
temporary.
They're a drop-in spot type of bathroom, and they're plumbed in permanent. Now they have to go winterize them, obviously they're.
Yeah.
But it's like a modular home.
Yes,
Pretty much.
like a container.
Like Walmart.
It's got a sink and the.
Usually on the
Yeah, you can find one a trailer and bring it around.
What's this issue with the restroom down?
So,
No, but I mean, is it?
If you haven't seen them, you should. They're,
It's been
okay.
a few years.
Most of our visitors would rather use the woods. I've heard women
It's
and.
probably like our park bathroom, the other park bathroom is
If
a
we're
Russian.
talking $4,000 to $7,000 for the unit, and you want 3 of them.
No, we want 3 unit.
so they come in 3 sets.
Well, there's a whole lot of fixing to those bathrooms.
No.
They're too damn small, so you can't put more than 2 stalls in each one because of width there.
We've been measured.
I'm good with this, but I'm also good with trying.
One of the issues we have with the bathroom that's down there now is it is all the way down by the high school field.
Yeah, and it's the only one we have.
And your children are the same age as mine, you know how much time you have to get from U6 and all the way to the other end. to that.
But, I mean, that's fair, and I would like to fix it. I'd like to make a plan to fix it also. I'm not opposed to this, I'm good with that too, but.
And that's one of the possibilities that we were looking at as well.
Yes, whatever.
If the concrete can be cut in there and everything, then you could add a couple stalls. It's still gonna be tight and it'll be handicap.
I mean, it's not legal.
Yeah.
Either you're not gonna get a legal bathroom in there with more, so I measure.
Correct. Yeah, so that's the downfall because you start getting into size issues.
Focus on these, and then make.
That's kind of where we're at with, if we did something with the temporary bathrooms, we do have a proposal for a larger
This is
facility that would be.
further down the road.
Okay.
These are the long-term future goals.
This would house a storm shelter and handicap accessible
We looked at
restrooms.
the FEMA shelter, that's not something I know about, I've got quite a few of them, but.
I would love to see some.
Okay, so this is a two-story structure.
You might be able to get a grant.
Right, that's, and
That's our hope.
Yeah, so
Now,
we looked at the grant.
with a two-story
It
structure,
has to be leased.
Do you know where they're at?
in order to be
So we would have to lease it from the city.
this part.
Have you heard that
years,
before?
or the school
Is there
district.
shelters or anything?
So-
That way keep people on
About
top of
FEMA
the
shelter.
Put shelter on top. And then first story.
Other than that, you.
That's what, yeah, it kind of be initiated by.
This doesn't just
So
have.
we're gonna FEMA shelter there.
There's also space on this side we want to do.
Across the street, they have to do it.
And it would work too.
Just move it down closer to the other fields.
Well, that's just, I mean, better if it's on the right-hand side of the road, unless you put the basement.
That's what we're talking about, like, third contract, the main board. So,
And this way, with the coding, it's high school, lower down.
yes.
Have you talked about maybe,
Money off the.
yeah, I think, I mean, if we can get all three of these, trying to fund it, maybe.
That was the initial plan, was the school, the city, and soccer club together.
Yeah.
And we made quite a bit of traction on our fundraising in just one season. We have 2 seasons a year. So we're prepared to put in the legwork and do these things, whether we get help or not.
Dollar, what are you talking?
So the quote for this one, for just the building, materials, was, I should have highlighted that.
I mean, but right now, we want the porta potties. That's something you can do right now.
Permission to move forward and make some plans, and we'll even bring those plans before we proceed, maybe in concrete pad that we can put into this, with the temporary
And
pad.
you can, you know, most of the stuff like that, you just make sure you go to the, make
So we had a board of this season. It's 250 a month.
They're very expensive.
Instead of spending that,
In the short term, yeah.
Basically extending what we make the road wide.
Well, if you guys are on board, we're setting some concrete numbers on this, and we'll be back in Well, it goes from white. As soon as I can maybe look at it, and then step one, so we're going to right.
Thank you guys.
So we decided to work with the soccer club. And we're gonna-
Hey, real quick, soccer club, before you go, anytime you're gonna have a ginormous event like that, let us know. I appreciate it.
Hey, Father's Day, we'll be down there.
I heard it. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
But they were demonstrating for bathrooms.
What's
I
that?
was one of the kids' soccer coach when he was little. I know I'm old now.
One more time.
They're wanting the permission from the city to make changes down there, yeah.
So,
Yes. They talked with Public Works, they talked with the council, we all agree, we all agree. Okay. Community Development Block Grant. Ms. Lacy?
So I know a lot of you are here for that. I know Lisa's probably here for that for sure. I don't know about the rest of you, but basically what we're working on right now is the Community Development Block Grant. What that is it's a grant through HUD, and they have this grant that we can basically use the funds to take out dangerous buildings and blighted buildings in the community to help with safety concerns and also obviously eyesore properties in the community. So all properties that will qualify, they have to be willing participants, number one, so we can't just go and take cheaper properties. Although we have had people be like, oh, you need to take out this house. Well, we can't just do that, so. They have to be willing participants. We do have a sign-up list down at City Hall where we have some people on here. We have had some people reach out that have asked questions that aren't currently on the list, but probably will be soon. I know a lot of you probably know that the police department has been working diligently on letting everyone know their concerns about abatements and citations for concerns about dangerous properties and such. Cotner's been working really hard on that. To kind of bring to people's attention, this has been going on when they've been reaching out to City Hall. City Hall's been explaining this has been going on. If they want to participate, basically willing participants, if they have a residential structure, they can have it demolished for only $500. And anyone that is educated on how much it takes to demolish property, they know that $500 is very cheap to do so. I've had a couple of people tell me that they have recently demolished properties and it's cost anywhere between $7,000 and $10,000 recently to demolish a property. So $500 is extremely reasonable, obviously. For commercial structure, if you're demolishing a commercial structure, you have to chip in 20% of the total cost of the demolition. And we do everything for you as far as the inspections are concerned, and that does cover the asbestos inspection for properties that's a concern with. We cover the demolition itself, of course, and the hauling off of the demo property. We also seed and straw the property after we're done, and we also cap off the utilities for you. And it covers the cost of all of that. You just have to chip in, like I said, if it's a residential, $500. If it's commercial, it's 20%. So it's a really good deal if you have a blighted or dangerous structure that you own that you would like to get rid of. There are some stipulations, of course, with this. It has to be an empty structure. You can't just kick people out and be like, I'm demolishing this. So it has to be something that has been empty for 12 months. It can't have had water to it for 12 months. What am I thinking? Like I said, you have to prove ownership. So what that means is if it is owned by 6 different siblings because it was your grandma's property, for instance, have to sign the waiver for that to be the case, so. And that is the case with some properties around here, you know, grandma owned it, grandma left it to everybody, that sort of thing. So the ownership has to be proven and every owner has to sign it. And if there is a deceased owner, we do have to have a death certificate to prove that that is the case. So there are some legalities surrounding ownership and proving such. We do have to have the deed that says you are the owner. The people that have already signed up, we've looked up who the owners are, and I've already spoken with people that aren't the actual owner for most of these properties, and we've talked to them about the legalities surrounding the paperwork they need. But if you are in this room and you are interested in participating, please let me know, and we can get you on this list, and I can get you the proper paperwork. Information that you need. So, if anyone has any questions.
I just have a question. So whenever you get the grant money, who's doing the oversight of the payments and all that stuff?
That is your question.
It would probably either be us or MRPC.
Yeah.
So the grant will come straight to Dixon, or does it will go to MRPC?
The grant comes to Dixon, I do know that. I'm going to assume they're going to put that responsibility on the city.
Oh, probably not.
Judging by what I've read so far, I'm going to assume it's going to be on us. The paperwork that I've seen that you guys signed, like if you're demolishing a property, you sign you're going to sign the intent to participate first. Once the grant comes to us, you will then sign your responsibility letter for $500, and then you'll make the payment. I believe the payments will go directly to HUD, though, if I'm not mistaken.
It could be. We'll have to.
Do you have any idea what kind of money that you may get from this?
Sure. Now that we have a commercial structure involved, we do have one that signed up. So it's only $200,000 that we can get if it's just residential, but now that we have a commercial structure involved, we can get $300,000. And we do have a bidding process, everything's under bidding. And that's for anybody doing inspections. So once we get everyone that's interested to sign up, we will have the inspectors come to do their bidding to see how much, it's gonna cost to do all the things. And then we go from there to see what the total cost of everything is gonna be. And we go from there on what we're asking.
I know that, when we were talking about the asbestos element in all of this, and I know there are certain things that have to be, so with the city of Dixon doing it themselves, does that mean that, will that take that off of the city of Dixon if somebody gets sick? Like if they're asbestos things? I know
So
they
now,
want to get rid of it.
so like Nathan's crew won't be doing the actual demolition.
Okay.
So so the inspector will be, there's only certain people that are able to do
Right.
that, and there's only certain people that are certified to actually do
Right.
any kind of demo that is involved with asbestos.
Right.
So like, I'm sure if I was guessing, there are going to be structures involved with asbestos. So those particular structures, they can only be demolished by people that are certified to do that and to get rid of that. And of course, those costs are higher too.
Yes.
Because you can only take them certain places, so that's a factor involved.
Do you have a pretty good list going of people that's?
Yeah, we've got it. We've got 12 properties so far. One's a commercial, like I said.
Is the paperwork so hard that they're going to be confused, it's going to be a headache for them, and they just say, heck with it?
No. Really, the only paperwork that's involved is, like I said, you have to provide your deed that you own it, and like if it's, let's just say for the sake of argument, it's your mom's property, your mom has passed, you would have to provide the death certificate for that, and then you actually own the property. Or if it's already in your name, then no harm, no foul, the deed's in your name. Or let's say like Debbie wanted to demolish a property and it's in her and Daryl's name, I would need a letter of consent from both Debbie and Darryl. So every single owner has to sign off on it. So like, if there's 3 owners, if you and your siblings own something together, or whoever, I would need a letter. The letter I have already typed up, everyone just has to sign off on it with a witness too. And people at the city, so like if you come to the city hall to sign your letter of consent, and Lily is the person that's there, she can be the witness to sign off that you personally signed that yourself, or whomever owns it with you, and we can be the witness, because I did email that to make sure that we
And that's
witness
just,
it.
that's just within the city limits, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it has to be within the city limits. Yep.
I thought somebody had a question about that one time.
Yeah, it does have to be within the city limits.
And the only thing is we have to do with the matching, like there's a matching thing that the city has to.
So the city does have to match part of it, but it can be in kind as well. So Nathan and his crew can do like the capping off, for instance, of like the, and the seeding and strawing of your lots after the demo. So like if Lisa and her husband get their property demolished and they choose to participate, which she has every intent of doing, you know, after we're done demoing and the company that gets the bid hauls off that stuff, you know, Nathan and his crew can come and cap off all the utilities, seed and straw that portion of his crew's hours are considered in the in-kind matching.
And one of the things is title switches.
Yeah, we can pay for title searches as part of it. There's a lot of things that we can do as part of the matching.
If we have someone, we can get to do that for us. I think we have to put that out for bid, right?
Yeah, we have to do everything out for bid, other than stuff we can do in-house. If we can do it in-house, we can do that as part of it. If we can't, we have to bid it out.
Next list keeps getting longer and longer.
So those titles have to be notarized.
Do what, I'm sorry?
Yes, you have a question? Oh, I'm sorry, Marlene.
Oh, I'm done.
Are you done?
I'll pay half of the 500 to get 303 West 4th Street.
What is the real
That's the one across from him.
That's the one that's been burned out for 11 years in my front yard.
Yeah.
So, I think we've reached out, we've tried to make contact, I don't know where we stand with that one, but we have, there's been a few that we have.
That's hard, is that it has to be a willing participant.
You know.
I have a question. So do you know when an idea of when it might start?
So we have 2 years to complete the project if we get awarded the grant, and that's from the day that we get the grant money.
Okay, and
We have
so.
2 years.
the
But I
people-
mean, we have every intent on doing this as soon as
Well,
possible.
the people that own terrible looking houses, I'm not talking about me. Anyway, are we still gonna get paper on our house even though we are in the?
I'm pretty sure Cochran
Yeah.
will calm down.
Well, no, I just got one time, it was
What's the
confusing,
abatement
so
center money?
I went to have a conversation. So then I wanna know, if I'm in it and we're gonna say this is gonna be the due date between 2 years, you aren't gonna like say, hey, what you do with that house? Right, it's already, you
No.
understand?
He'll have a list of participants. He'll have a list of participants.
Okay.
We're just trying to bring attention to people
Right.
just so they can be aware this is happening, so now's your chance to do it for real.
Well, like I say, we've been trying to find other people, and they're just trying to pull it out.
And we understand, people don't want to pay 10 grand to have a house demolished. We
Right.
get it, like, that's
We're
outrageous.
gonna give
I don't know.
We were having people tell us it's gonna be $25,000.
Oh my gosh.
What, I know, hi, am I look rich? No, I look pretty poor, actually. So I was wondering when it's supposed to start.
We
So that
understand.
I know that you guys, we are trying, okay? And so,
No, we get it, we do. We
I
understand.
mean, we always mow the yard, and there's trampling out there, there's not like, it's not somebody be there.
Yeah. We're trying to help, I promise.
I know, no, and I just want to know about questions, you know, like, didn't know if it's just.
He's gonna have a list of all the properties that'll be participating.
And Lisa, if you have a question, like after this, something comes up, you can always reach out to Lacey.
Okay.
She's my,
Oh,
she's
she
my
knows
point
where to find,
person.
she visits me all the time. She knows where to find me.
Sorry.
She's helped me out a lot with this.
Okay, I just wanted to show what's
Yeah.
going on. Okay.
Yeah, it's the, no,
I give it
it's
to
the
top,
old
you
Chinese
know,
restaurant behind the coffee shop.
Oh, I mean, you can ask me, but I'll probably be like throwing Lacey, so. Lacey, do you have a list? Yeah, I think we had some interest up here.
Does anybody have any other questions about it? I think you had a question.
About does the titles have to be notarized?
I believe the title company will take care of all of that.
Okay.
We're gonna have to pay them for all the work, but they'll, I mean, if you need something notarized, they'll holler, I'm a notary and I can do it for free, but, yeah.
Thanks, everything you say, I think.
Anybody else with a question?
I'll see you later.
If you're not on the list and you want to participate though, just let us know. I'm
As
at the
soon as
library.
possible, because I think you have to
Yeah.
start your.
Call me at the library tomorrow if you're not on the list, and I can add you. I said by today, but it's okay, let me know tomorrow.
We'll start, for the, Bill 2025-0061 for a fill the vacancy. For the expired term of Ward 2, I think, Mr. Milligan is interested in that, right? You change your mind, Dan?
Who you say?
Now, do we need to, okay,
He
Carrie,
can't change his mind,
all right. Your name's wrote in.
he's already here.
Do we just read, we have to vote to, because usually we just nominate and move on. We've not done it by ordinance before.
Just fill it in,
Okay,
whoever you want, and then vote on it.
okay. So we're gonna fill in
We're
Dan
gonna
Milligan.
vote for first reading, second reading, because it's an ordinance. Okay.
Yes. And we will add, Dan Milligan. And that's all. So I need a motion for a first reading.
Yeah, I make a motion, the first reading of bill number 2025-0061, by title
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
only. Yes.
Trevor Arnold?
Yes.
Leanna Hawkins?
Yes.
Pass 4-0.
An ordinance filling the vacancy of the unexpired term of the office of Ward 2 Alderman by the appointment of a successor. Need a motion for a
Okay,
second?
motion for the second reading of Bill 2025-0061.
Second. By title only.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Trevor Arnold?
Yes.
Leanna Hawkins?
Yes.
Pass 4-0.
An ordinance filling the vacancy of the unexpired term of the office of Ward 2 Alderman by the appointment of a successor. Need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve bill number 2025-0061.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Trevor Arnold?
Yes.
Leanna Hawkins?
Yes.
Pass 4-0.
Now swear in. So we're going to process that. You changed your motion. I, Dan Milligan,
I, Dan Milligan,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess all the
that I
qualifications
possess all the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office to which I have been elected
for the office to which I have been elected
/ appointed.
/ appointed.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
Support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Missouri,
and of the state of Missouri,
the laws of the state of Missouri affecting fourth-class cities,
the laws affecting Missouri, including fourth-class cities,
and all the ordinances of the city of
and
Dixon,
all the ordinances of the city of Dixon.
and that I will faithfully demean myself
I will faithfully demean myself,
in the office of Ward 2 Alderperson for which I was appointed.
whatever that is. Thank you.
You gotta come right this side there.
There's no access that way, is there?
No.
Now, wait,
One way.
run away.
It's a one-way street.
He just running away.
First problem we got, we want to get us over there.
So this is all amazing. That's all I'm saying.
No. That's what to do. Yeah, that.
You too.
We'll get more reflex over here.
Okay.
All right.
So I need, this is for Bill 2025-0069, and this is for this is kind of a maintenance ordinance for our conflict of interest. So we need a motion for a first reading.
I make a motion for the first reading, bill number 2025-0069, by title only.
Second?
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Milligan?
Yes.
Trevor Morrow?
Yes.
Leo Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
An ordinance of the City of Dixon, Missouri, establishing a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain officials. Need a motion for a second?
Make a motion for a second reading for Bill 2025-0069 by title only.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Milligan?
Yes.
Trevor Morrow?
Yes.
Leo Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
An ordinance of the City of Dixon, Missouri, establishing a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain officials. Need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve bill Q02506009.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Milligan?
Yes.
Trevor Morrow?
Yes.
Leo Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
Okay, so Bill 2025-0070 is for the purchasing policy. We are required to have one for the block grant, and this is something that I think Kelly and I looked into. Wesley and Nate, we all met at the workshop. I think we kind of went through it. Do you have any questions on it? Or I know Trevor didn't make it to the workshop. I'll tell you what.
Okay, I'll make a motion for the first reading of bill number 2025-0070
Second.
by title only.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Milligan?
Yes.
Trevor Morrow?
Yes.
Leo Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
An ordinance adopting and implementing a purchasing policy for the City of Dixon. I need a motion for a second.
Make a motion for second reading, bill 2025-0070.
Second.
Title only.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Milligan?
Yes.
Trevor Morrow?
Yes.
Leo Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
An ordinance adopting and implementing a purchasing policy for the City of Dixon. Need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve bill number 2025-0070.
Second?
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Milligan?
Yes.
Trevor Morrow?
Yes.
Leo Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
Bill 0071, this is for contractors, have to select someone to install the generators. So you have the bids in front of you. No, it's in there. Oh, no.
So we have to, okay.
We had, let's see. Nathan Carmen.
Yeah, but there's just some differences in the dates there,
Okay. We'll go over. They're attached to the ordinance.
Nathan walked through it with all three of them, so
They're all the same job. Yeah,
What?
they're all the same job.
They didn't bid the same job.
That's what they did.
But what did they bid exactly?
They did put this transfer station out here.
Okay, but where? Where are you putting concrete, where are you putting gas lines for all three of them?
So we're doing the concrete
Right.
gas line.
Understand, but where?
Right out here, we're on pad out here, on pad over here.
Right outside the building?
Yeah.
Next to the building?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you notice that there's one that will provide conduit and materials for up to 20 foot per generator, but that's 120 foot.
They're right beside the right side of the building, right, mailboxes. So
Yeah.
it's not gonna be 20 foot.
They're not coming off the meter with,
No.
okay.
No.
What size conduit are you using for the electric line?
Nothing specified in the bids.
I'm sure the code, gutter code.
What are you putting in for gas line?
What's that?
What are you putting in for gas line?
What we're putting in,
Yeah, I'm just curious what you're putting in for gas line.
we're gonna tee off the existing line of the police station.
What material are you using?
It'd be copper,
I'm just curious what you, why
we
you
use that yellow Tex gas line, right?
And use that trash.
use it, fifty for it, use it, well, if you use the natural, it's not the yellow side, I don't know. I don't know what the fittings are for,
All those compression fittings, I believe.
just compression.
Did you talk to any of these guys?
Yeah, he was here.
All three of them.
Do you like any of them more than the other? Think somebody did a better job?
I mean, I don't think it's just the cheapest bid.
No.
Full-time.
Better than ours.
I've been in business in New York, but they're very good.
It's not my first choice, but, I mean, maybe, out of these three, you'd be my first choice, I think.
I would say those two, but I didn't do this.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, they do that right, but I'm not saying that this one won't be, this will be.
Which one was that?
What's the deal with this?
I think it was that Ashley that just went on Phoenix.
That's all. This one.
You just have to all agree.
Which
Let's say amen.
or somebody,
That's fine, you can do that.
Okay, you're elected.
Okay, York, exhibit B.
Exhibit B plus the cold start, which will be an additional $708.08.
With the option.
With the option.
Exhibit B with the option. Ready? Do I need a motion for a first reading?
Make that motion for first reading. What is it, Bill 2025?
Right, should we vote on
No, as long as you all agree, the one that we're taking.
that's fine.
That was Bill 2025-0071, correct? By title only.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Elvin?
Yes.
Trevor Warnock?
Yes.
Leon Kaufman?
Yes.
5-0.
An ordinance selecting and approving a contractor to install the city's generators. Motion for a second reading.
Make a motion for second reading of bill number 2025-0071 by title only.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Elvin?
Yes.
Trevor Warnock?
Yes.
Leon Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
An ordinance selecting and approving a contractor to install the city's generators. Need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve bill number 2025-0071.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Elvin?
Yes.
Trevor Warnock?
Yes.
Leon Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed 5-0.
So the last ordinance is about the wastewater treatment plant. And then we kind of change order come in. I believe it's attached. We have Jeff Meadows here if anyone has any questions, concerns. Well, this is on phase one, correct, Jeff?
I can give a little bit of background if you'd like, right?
Do my new people want a little bit of background?
Yes.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Great. So, I'm Jeff Meadows with Archer Government, with engineering firm, been working with the city for the past 3 or 4 years on the wastewater system. In 2022, we completed a facility plan of the wastewater treatment facility, and then subsequently submitted an application on your behalf through the state of Missouri for state ARPA funds. And so there's a maximum grant of $5 million that we applied for. I think the total, the state of Missouri had a total of $125 million to go statewide. The city of Dixon's project was partially funded initially and then waitlisted. So the city, by being waitlisted, if any other projects above the city of Dixon fell out, then you're first in line to get the additional funds. City of Dixon elected to move forward with the design, get us prepared just in case somebody fell out, And fortunately, other projects didn't make adequate progress, so they fell out, and we were able to secure the full $5 million grant. So the city, project was bid last fall. City entered into a contract with Mid-State Pipeline for this phase 1 work. I think that contract was about $2.25 million. There's an additional $1.55 million, I believe that's identified, that city, when the other projects fell out, then we had about another $1.5 million that we could add to the project by change order. But there were criteria to make us eligible for that. First of all, whatever those additional improvements were, they had to be included in the original facility plan that was submitted with the application. And then secondly, it had to meet the schedule criteria. All ARPA funds had to be completely spent by the end of 2026. DNR has given us a sooner deadline of August of 2026 because they want all the paperwork to be finalized, T's crossed and so forth, at the end of the year. So it had to meet that schedule. By meeting that schedule, DNR said what we can't do is open up the construction permit that we've already submitted and approved. That would take, their process would take too long. So we had to identify projects that were in the facility plan that were going to be made anyway in subsequent phase that did not require modification of the construction permit. Improvements to your headworks facility, basically when the flow comes into the plant, there's an influence screen that we've identified and also a grit removal system. Both of those are prior to the main biological treatment. And neither one of those require permanent modification. So those were identified, they met the budget requirements. So we have a proposal from Mid-State Pipeline that I think our estimate was $1.55 million. They came in just a little under $1.5 million at 1.493 looks like. So the recommendation is to approve change order 1 Mid-State Pipeline for that amount, $1.492740. This is going to be, so the ARPA funding is 99% grant, 1% city match. So of the $1.5 million, we'd be looking at what, $1,500 match. The rest would be coming from the state.
What's
that? 1%.
It's 1%, so it's 15,000.
Correct. You had I'm sorry. So you had a $50,000 local match to the $5 million. So you're committed to that match anyway. So this will just be part of that.
We have to come up with the $15,000 to cover the change order,
Yes.
right?
When you applied for this grant, you identified $50,000, and I believe it was from your local ARPA funds that were set aside for this project. So those funds should already be set aside and dedicated for this match.
So how much do we have on that? How much is the city that's already set aside? How much will we already put into the city's funds?
So for every invoice that comes in, the city pays 1% and the state pays 99%. So I'm not sure where we're at in the total spend, but you don't pay it up front, and you pay it as the project moves forward.
make a motion for first reading of bill number 2025-0072 by title only.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Milligan?
Yes.
Darryl Akery?
Yes.
Dan Kaufman? Passed by vote.
An ordinance approving project change order number 1 to contract with Mid-State Pipeline Maintenance LLC for the wastewater treatment plant phase 1 improvements. For second reading.
Make a motion for second reading for bill 2025-0072 by title only.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Milligan?
Yes.
Darryl Akery?
Yes.
Dan Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed by vote.
An ordinance approving project change order number 1 to contract with Mid-State Pipeline Maintenance LLC for the wastewater treatment plant phase 1 improvements. Need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve bill 2025-0072.
Second.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Milligan?
Yes.
Darryl Akery?
Yes.
Dan Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed by vote.
So the amended budget, we did workshop, we did work on that. We're going to table that till July, so we're good. I think until then, because I think, will we need an ordinance to change, to do the budget?
I would recommend it, the amended budget.
I would recommend it. I think that's what you recommended before. Yeah. So you may have that on your list for July.
Sure.
We'll table that. City clerk update? Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
The only thing I have is just, that we, haven't received any bids for our water damage. They were due last Friday on the 30th. We did have one contractor come look at the job, and then we had one other reach out, so kind of waiting.
We didn't receive any bids. The one that came in low, was he going to? turn
Yeah,
one
he
in?
didn't come look at
He
it
didn't say
until-
that. It was like that
he didn't look at it
day.
until Friday, so.
We're just gonna leave it out there for bids until September.
So when he gives us the bid,
It's
we'll-
not a reach for bids.
we can look at it again. Well, you have somebody that you think might be interested to come by and bid it.
No, that's what I'm saying, there's no one that is qualified to do it, really.
Wants to do it.
Interested in doing it, it's too small.
The thing is I was here for the insurance policy and I talked to the contractor.
We might get contractors to bid parts of it.
Well, it's gonna be a fight with the insurance company. There's no way you can do what needs to be done for the amount of money.
Oh, yeah, well, we didn't put amounts in when we solicited for bids.
Right.
So we should at least be able to get some bids, but that's my opinion of the issue.
Well, I think what Chief is saying is the bid to replace the entire floor is going to be more than what the insurance.
Oh, I understand, I'm
Okay.
sure it is, but we just solicited for bids.
Right.
Here's what they are saying they are gonna cover the replace, we want a bid for that from you. We didn't give them the price the insurance is paying out.
No.
We're still not giving it, because this is the type of job that every sort of Bales is gonna bid, but they're not gonna bid something like this because it's too small.
Right, and anybody that would be bidding it is so covered up with all the tornado and water damage and everything that's coming from it.
So all we can do is extend it and hope somebody bids it, and
Right.
then we'll deal with the
How long do
insurance.
you want to extend it for? 30 days?
So we get.
Extend it until next month and see what happens?
Sure, we'll extend it again for another 6 months. I mean, that's all we can do.
That's all we can do.
So do we need to like re-advertise it to
Yeah.
push it out?
Push it back out. And then we'll,
I mean, the only bad thing is if we get a bid
yeah.
in that time, we don't have to accept it, but then we put it back out. I don't know if we can put an indefinite date, and I not put a date on it, and just say we're soliciting bids. That's a question for her.
What's going on with it, if you're honestly, sooner the better, it's probably gonna work, because the longer the water's damaged in the drywall, the longer, the better chance you're gonna have for mold growing. I mean, it really is gonna be a concern before too long, like where, I mean, I've got a guy that I've contacted, who's maybe reached out to Kelly, he's supposed to be coming in and taking it, but I know for a fact, because of the tornadoes and all of the water damage that's gone through, like, he's been extremely busy, but he specializes in remediation with the mold and everything like that, so he's gonna come in and do testing, but I don't know when he's gonna be here. I thought he would be here first part of the week, but it is Monday.
Yes.
So, we'll see.
It's only Monday. Is that all you have for us? Library?
The summer reading program kicked off last week. We have 21 people signed up so far. Kids can earn pizza from Home Plate and ice cream from Jackie's Snackette, and this year we included adults and they can earn tacos from Avion. So those 3 restaurants in town are participating. We're really excited about it. We have had lots of people stop in for maps and lists for the community yard sales last week. It seemed to be very successful, considering how many maps I had to print out. And I know I had a yard sale personally, and it stayed pretty busy. Misty Alexander from the high school book club, she brought her students down a couple weeks ago. They came in and volunteered and checked out the library. They assisted with everything from dusting to reading to some young patrons over in the library while I visited. They were great. Our ALA grant funds finally came in, the $10,000 grant. Lizzie and I have already started spending that happily. The Crafty Friends of the Library group has grown, and we wanted to remind everyone that they meet at the library on Tuesdays and Fridays from 1 p.m. until approximately 4 to 5 p.m. We invite everyone to come and join us with whatever craft you're currently working on, or you can work with whatever they're working with. Last week, one of the girls taught everyone how to do macrame, so that was cool. And I want to remind everyone to stay up to date with the activities that we have with our summer reading program on our Facebook page. Next Friday, not next Friday, but yeah, Friday, June 13th. I'm losing track of my days, I'm sorry. Friday, June 13th, we're doing a Flag Day reading with the VFW Auxiliary. They're coming in to do an activity and to teach about Flag Day. And then on Wednesday, June 18th, we're doing a compost class with MRPC. They're coming in. So, awesome. Yeah.
Sounds great. Chief?
So we've been pretty busy this last month. We've got all our radios switched over to MoSwim first of all, so we now officially have communications with somebody. So that's a big step for us. We've been fighting since I've gotten here. Our body cameras are supposed to be in tomorrow, and so we're going to be implementing all that and learning about those and get them to where we can start using the body cameras and everything like that. We did purchase a radar trailer from Ohio that I've already went and picked up and got back. It's working perfectly thanks to the city department. They did a little tweaking on it, had a mouse got in there, chewed some wires, and got it fixed. But with that being said, we're going to start running traffic a little more, slowing some folks down. We got more kids running around. But the last thing we want is people to get hit. And there's a lot of speeding through town. So we're going to try to deal with that some. We've been working on abatements constantly. Cotton over here has been the king of abatements here recently, and he's got a list and it's growing. We do have, it is warming up, so we're going to have more people walking and more suspicious activity. Anybody that looks suspicious, call make sure you let us know. We want that information. Don't think that you're a burden of any kind to the city, because we do want to know where people are traveling, where they're going, what they're up to, and that sort of thing. And if there's anything we can do legally to stop that foot traffic that is suspicious, then we can take steps to make that. With that, I'm working on an agenda or criteria or whatever you want to call for a city watch program. Like a neighborhood watch program, but it's nothing more than an educational experience to be able to come in and figure out how to protect your property, how to watch your neighborhood, better ideas on how to be secure, lighting, that sort of stuff. And I'm working on getting it together so I can get a date, hopefully in the near future. I would love to do it in the summertime, because that's when people are out and about a little more. So, but other than that, we've been hammering down and doing our best. Oh, and we got our new badges. Which is way more better.
So we had 62 work orders completed within swamp, culverts, streets, trying to get everything ready for rain events. We didn't have any water leaks in May, no sewer backups. Water loss for month May was 33%, which is kind of the yearly average. We did start our annual flushing program today, actually, and that's just to help with water quality going forward. We do have some utilities that we do have to install on 4th and Pearl for 3 new homes. That's going to be started hopefully the next week. We did issue, our only issue 1 occupancy permit for the new building on 2nd Street as well. And I did want to open up a discussion to sell the old sludge truck. It's the truck that was bought with a blown motor. So I mean, we got our current sludge truck operable, so we don't need that truck anymore. It's just pretty much a waste of space.
Are we good to put that on the deals and sell that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we should have heard about it. But
Yeah, I don't know. So we can sell it?
Yep. So let's list it as soon as you get your pictures and you have to clean it up, whatever you gotta do. Whatever you gotta do to it.
Okay. We do, in this plan on, probably gonna rent a dozer, with a stump dump behind the tree.
yeah.
There's around 3.5 acres, 4 acres that we're not utilizing at all. And it could be really opened up, and it can look better.
I think that's a great idea. I'm just curious, your last line here, what contractors within 10% of rental fee?
Correct. So,
He got bids.
Okay, and they were within 10% of what it cost to rent the machine? And that,
close to, yes. So, there was a couple that was 8 to 10,000, and that was with 2 machines, because they could get it in quicker. And then there was another one who would only do, what was it, half? A smaller section, and it was 6,600 a week.
Yeah.
okay, but you had somebody bid it for the same price as renting the machine.
But we can also, if we rent it for a month, we can do other places as well, and then do the whole
But you're
shop.
also, when you're paying somebody else to do it, they're providing the labor also.
There.
You rent it, you're providing the labor.
Correct.
So you're losing a man for a month, because if you rent the dozer for a month and you are not on it for the entire month, I'm going to be very upset.
Right.
Yeah, so if it's less money to pay somebody to do it, you should maybe check prices to do the extra you're wanting to do too while
And
they're
like do
here.
the soccer field down there. Clean
And
that up down there.
hey, what would you charge to add this to it too, while you're here doing all this work, and see what they price it for? Because I can tell you, unless it's significantly more than what it costs to rent one, you're still way better value to pay somebody else to do it. Because then you don't lose a man for a month, you don't have to worry about it, it's, somebody else is taking care of it.
I mean, we have a little more freedom in what we want to do.
I understand that, but you also, if you're the one soliciting for them to do, I want you to do X, then make sure they do X. So, I mean, when somebody, like, that's a pretty decent deal when somebody's doing it for what you can rent. Yeah. So, and
I'd say make a list, write you up like a bid, and then ask them, say, hey, we've added more to it, how much is this gonna cost?
The report that was sent to DNR with the May DNR and then the photo casting samples, which I spent.
did you ever look into replacing the test site on Second Street? Or
We did replace it.
you did replace
Yeah,
it?
we replaced it.
I just, too many failings from water makes me think.
Yeah, it was operator error too.
No, I assumed it mostly was, but
Just put it in.
just for, yeah.
Yeah, we changed it.
And the leak that you and I talked about, you put a new meter there, it's gonna tell Nate, and she's not had a problem. And she just had a event, so.
Why would it fix the problem?
Well, I don't know, she said it's not, the basement wasn't flooding anymore.
Well, I guess if we put a new meter in there, somebody.
She's
I think
paid for
they're-
now, so we'll
They're
see.
having to show up on their line for the metering, so.
Thank you for smoothing out my road. Thank you for smoothing out my road.
You're welcome. You feel so good.
Oh, yeah, what was you spent all day on the Bobcat, right?
Yeah, it looks good.
So, last one, attorney. You have anything for us, Karen?
Nothing new this week, or this month.
Okay.
Just working with Kelly.
All right.
Do we have a closed session?
Do we need a motion?
Do we need closed session for anything?
I don't, do we need a motion if we want to sell that, or, I mean, we've got the purchasing policy now.
We have a purchasing policy. At some point, I probably want to get with Kelly about doing a surplus.
Surplus property.
You don't have.
No, we don't, that was the other.
We've done a motion previously at selling their bills.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do a motion to sell that. Let's try.
Do it right now?
Yeah.
Make a motion to sell the old John Slip.
I wanted to say that too, exactly.
Mike Parsons?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Dan Elliott?
Yes.
Trevor Worrell?
Yes.
Leon Kaufman?
Yes.
Passed by one.
Do we need closed? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I have one thing.
Make a motion to go into closed session under 5 minute recess. Second.
Don't think that, be quick now.
Are you going?
Who's